Hello, hello, good day from wherever you are watching us. You're welcome. You're welcome to our weekly webinar. You're welcome. So say hello, say hi. Let us know you are here. Let us know. My name is Shoma Odikolo. So tell us, what is your name? Where are you streaming from? What are your expectations for today? Yes, you're welcome to our platform, the Radiant Parent Academy. You're welcome to our weekly webinar. My name is Shoma Odikulu, and today we're going to be talking about the growth mindset. We're going to be talking about everything mindset. This month, we're going to be talking about mindset. We're going to be talking about greed. So we're going to be discussing a whole lot that is going to help us as parents, that is going to help us as individuals. So sit back, join us in this conversation. Share these videos with your family and your friends. Grab a cup of water, relax, and let us discuss. Let us have this conversation. How we can cultivate a growth mindset in ourselves and in our children. So we're going to move straight into our conversation of today. So I believe you're going to join us. So thank you for joining us. Say hello, say hi. When you join us, let it be interactive. Let us know where you are streaming from. Let us know what are your lessons, what are you picking, what would you be doing differently. So our topic for today, how can we cultivate a growth mindset in ourselves as parents, as individuals, as adults, and in our children? Yes. Now, we cannot raise children with a growth mindset if we as parents are still stuck in a fixed mindset. You cannot raise a child to have a growth mindset if you as a parent, you're still stuck with your fixed mindset. No, you can't do that, because your life is a model. Whatever you do is a template. Your children are learning, they are picking. So you cannot raise a child to have a growth mindset when you're still stuck with a fixed mindset. So what is a growth mindset? Let us learn what is a growth mindset. A growth mindset is a mindset that believes, a growth mindset is the belief that abilities, intelligence, and talent can be developed. A growth mindset is that mindset. A growth individual, or an individual that has a growth mindset, is that person, is that parent that believes that abilities, intelligence, and talent can be developed through efforts. Through the effort you put in, through learning, like reading, attending courses, through discipline yourself, teaching yourself, guiding yourself, through persevering, and through feedback. So a growth mindset believes that abilities, intelligence, talent can all be learned. It can be worked on. It's not fixed. It's not like, oh, you were born like this. Everything intact, all the talents, everything. A growth mindset. An individual, is parent that has a growth mindset, is the parent that believes that abilities can be developed. Is the parent that believes the abilities of your child, your abilities, your intelligence, everything about you can be developed when you put in the effort, when you put in the work, when you learn, when you discipline yourself, when you persevere, when you learn from your failures or from your mistake. That is who someone that has a growth mindset is. A growth mindset is the mindset that says, I am not there yet, but I am learning. A growth mindset is the mindset that says, oh, I've not been able to read my book, but I am going to read. Thank you for joining us. A growth mindset is the mindset that says, I can grow through this. Even if it's a challenge, but I can grow through this. A growth mindset is a mindset that sees mistakes as opportunities for them to be better. It's a mindset that believes that failure is an opportunity for me to be better. A growth mindset is the mindset that always say, what new strategy can I try? What new strategy can I begin to put in? What new thing can I begin to put in? How can I develop myself? How can I improve myself? How can I work on myself? How can I improve on my talent? What areas do I need to put in the effort? What areas do I need to put in the work? That is who someone that has a growth mindset is. That is a parent that has a growth mindset, is the parent that think in this way. Now, a fixed mindset, or an individual or a parent that has a fixed mindset, is the parent that just says, I am just the way I am. A good number of people say it, I am just the way I am. Oh, don't tell me this thing you're telling me I cannot change. I am just the way I am. That is someone with a fixed mindset. Someone that says, I cannot read a book. I can't read a book. That is someone with a fixed mindset. Someone that says, I am not good at this. That is someone with a fixed mindset. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Someone that says, I will never change. Oh my God, I cannot change. I don't know this thing. This is the way I am. Just leave me. This is the way I am. That is someone with a fixed mindset. Someone that says, why try if I am going to fail? That is someone with a fixed mindset. Someone that is scared of trying. You don't want to try as a parent. You just tell yourself, this is who I am. My parents parented me. This is what I know. How can I learn? I don't want to learn. I don't want to read. I don't want to do this. I cannot do this. I cannot do this. This is who I am. It's just my person. My kind of person cannot do this. My temperament does not allow this. That is someone with a fixed mindset, not a growth mindset. But the message today is for us to begin to imbibe a growth mindset. That is the core message. The message is for us to begin to walk around with a growth mindset, for us to remove all those limitations we have about ourselves, for us to take away all those things we label about ourselves. Our message is for us as parents to have a growth mindset. So why do we need to have a growth mindset as parents? Why does it even matter? Why is it even a thing to have a growth mindset? One of the reasons we need to have a growth mindset is because our children are learning from us. Our children are not just listening to our instructions, they are also absorbing our mindsets. Your child is not just listening to your instruction, it's not just listening to the things you say, they are also absorbing the kind of mindset you have as a parent. They are absorbing the kind of mindset we have as their parents. Our children are absorbing all these things. Also, our words become the inner voice of our children. The words you say to your child becomes their inner voice. That is why you find that most of us as adults, when you want to do something, you always remember the inner voice in you. You remember the inner voice of probably the person that the most probably your parents, someone you grew up with, someone that has someone that contributed greatly in your life, someone that's reparented you, someone that impacted your life, or someone that you stayed with for a very long time. You know, most times our words, the words of people that raised us, has become our inner voice. That is why you hear people say, I can't read. You hear people say, my mother did this, my father did this, so me, I'm like this. I can't do this, because the words of the people that we saw around us growing up, or in our environment, or in our space, has now become our inner voice. So your child is not just listening to your instructions. Our words as parents, is becoming the inner voice of your child. So what words are you speaking? What mindset are you walking around with for your child to pick up? Your response to failure becomes their emotional default. So what is your response to the failure of your child? Anything you respond with becomes their emotional default. Do you judge them when they fail? Do we judge our children when they fail? Do we criticize them when they fail? Do we make them remember how they are not good enough? Do we make them remember that they are children and they don't know anything? The way you judge your child when they fail, the way we judge our children when they fail, it automatically becomes. So what are you saying? What are you doing? Your inner voice, the words you say, automatically becomes the voice of your child. Your mindset becomes a fixed mindset. It is important for us as parents to walk around with a growth mindset and not a fixed mindset, not a mindset that limits. Now, how can we begin to cultivate a growth mindset in ourselves as parents, as individuals? How can we begin to cultivate this growth mindset in our children? Number one, we have to start with self-awareness. We have to be aware of ourselves. We have to teach our children how to be aware. So ask yourself this question: what do I believe about my abilities that can grow? What do I believe about myself that can grow? Do I avoid hard things because I am afraid to fail? Do I avoid things that are difficult because I am afraid to fail? Do I think this is just the way I am? What are the things I am saying? What are the voices? What do I say? What is my inner voice? That is the question we should have. That is the conversation we should have. So we need to start from the point of self-awareness. We need to be aware of the things we say to ourselves. We also need to teach our children how to be aware. The second way we can cultivate a growth mindset is to replace limiting thoughts with life-giving truths. Replace those thoughts that are limiting with life-giving truths. Begin to replace those thoughts that you tell yourself, that you use to limit yourself, with life-giving truths. Now, when you catch yourself in the fixed thoughts, begin to speak truths back to yourself. When you catch yourself in a fixed mindset, begin to speak truths back to yourself. Begin to tell yourself, I can do this. I can do this. I will improve. I will work on this. Begin to speak truths back to yourself. Now, some of the things we say as parents that limit us. Now, someone with a fixed mindset or a parent with a fixed mindset, we always say, oh God, I always mess things up. I don't always get things right. When you speak from that angle, you're speaking from the point of a fixed mindset. But the point of a growth mindset, someone that has a growth mindset, instead of saying, I always mess things up, we say, I am learning through every mistake. Every mistake I encounter is an opportunity for me to learn. Someone with a fixed mindset will say, I'm not smart enough. Oh, I'm not intelligent enough. Oh, intelligence is not my thing. It's for some people. Being smart is not my thing. That is someone with a fixed mindset. But someone with a growth mindset will say, God gives me wisdom and strength. I am intelligent. I am smart. I can do all things. I just need to put in the work. I need to put in the effort. I need to learn. I need to do what I need to do. There's someone with a fixed mindset is someone that says, this thing is too hard for me. Someone that says, oh, I can't do this. This thing is too hard for me. But a growth mindset. Someone that has a growth mindset will say, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Another way we can begin to train ourselves to have growth mindset is to celebrate the process, not the perfection, not the end result. Don't wait for you to achieve a big goal before you celebrate. Begin to celebrate yourself on a daily basis. Celebrate the fact that you show up daily for yourself. You show up daily for your children. You show up daily for the things you plan to do. You show up daily in achieving your goal. Celebrate the fact that you're trying again and again. Celebrate the fact that you choose discipline. Celebrate the fact that you begin to learn something new. You're learning something new, even if you're not where you want to be, but celebrate the process. Don't complain. Don't say, oh my God, I've not reached this. I've not achieved this. Celebrate the process before you begin to look at the end, just the end result. Now, begin to tell yourself, even when things are hard, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep at it. I'm going to achieve my result. That is one way we can raise or build ourselves as parents to have a growth mindset. Another way we can have a growth mindset is to surround ourselves with growth-minded individuals, growth-minded content and community. What are you surrounded with? What content do you consume? What kind of community do you have? Who are in your space? Who are the people in your environment? What do you listen to? What kind of music do you listen to? What kind of books do you read? What kind of podcasts do you listen to? Now begin to listen to music, books, listen to podcasts that will challenge you to grow, that aligns with your values, but it's going to challenge you to grow. Begin to read books that will challenge you to grow. Come out from the comfort zone. Step up. Stop being there. Stop saying, I can't do this. I can't read this book. Come out from the comfort zone. You can. Tell yourself you can, and you will. When you tell yourself you can, you will definitely do it. Another way we can embrace a growth mindset is to cultivate a growth mindset in our children. As we are raising ourselves as parents to have growth mindset, we should also teach our children to have growth mindset. Now, because it's in growth mindset that the transformation happens. It's in growth mindset that there is this change. Whatever we teach our children, it becomes generational. It's going to transcend to generations. So watch your words. What are the things you believe? What are the things you believe? You've believed for years, and you're indirectly transferring to your children. Watch what you say to your children. So instead of saying to your child, you're so smart. When you say you're so smart to a child, it's a limiting mindset. It's a fixed mindset. Begin to say things like, you worked so hard to get this. Well done. Instead of saying you're so intelligent, I like the fact that you were resilient, you were able to stay true, you worked so hard to get this thing done. Well done. Instead of saying you're not good at this, you're not good at washing the dishes, you're not good at drawing, you're not good at cooking, you're not good at sweeping, you're not good at this, begin to say you are still learning. Keep going. So don't say you are not, you can't, this, that. Say you are still learning. Keep going. Well done. Instead of saying, why do you keep failing? Most of us say this. Why do you keep failing? Every time you keep failing, every time you do this, instead of saying, why do you keep failing? Begin to say, what did you learn from this? What did you learn from this failure? What did you pick from this failure? What are you going to be doing differently? What message did you learn from it? That should be the question. Instead of saying, let me do it for you. As a parent, you want to help your child. Your child asks you for anything. Mommy, help me open this, you open. Daddy, help me open this, you open. Mommy, why is this? Daddy, why is this? And you're quick to dish out answers. Instead of being so quick to dish out answers, instead of doing things for your children, begin to tell them, try it first. I am here to help you if you need me. So when your child asks you to do something, tell them, can you try it first? I'm here to help you if you need me. What is the meaning of this? Why is this? Your child is asking you so many questions. Instead of dishing out the answers, you know the answers, it's fine. But instead of dishing out the answers, tell your child, what do you think? What do you think about this question you're asking me? Let's think. What do you think? When you do that, you're training your child to have a growth mindset. But when you always dish out answers, you're ready to answer all the questions. What you're doing, you're teaching your child to have a fixed mindset. Because the child will not want to think. They will not train. They will not train their brain. But when you give them opportunity to think, first, to try out things first, you're helping them to build a growth mindset. So teach them the power of yet. I can't do this yet, but I can learn. I can't cook yet, but I'm learning. I can't do this yet, but I am learning. I am in the process. Teach your children the power of yet. Another thing we should do as parents, let your children struggle. We should allow our children to struggle. We should not always be quick to rescue them. Allow them to struggle, because it's in struggle that grit grows. It's in struggle that the process is built. It's in struggle that we grow. So when you quickly rush as a parent to solve every problem of your child, you rob them off of resilience. When you quickly rush to do everything your child has said, you rob them off of resilience. So begin to ask yourself, how am I coming in? Am I always there to rush to do everything for my child? Allow them to struggle, because when you allow them to struggle, that is where their grit grows. So as a parent, ask yourself, what is one thing you could try, you could allow your children to begin to try on their own? If they try it and it doesn't work, how can you support? How can you help your child? Not to see it as the end, not to see it as failure, but to begin to see from the point of a growth mindset that they can learn from this process. Another thing we need to do as parents to cultivate a growth mindset, begin to praise the effort, not just the achievement, not just the result. Don't clap when your child has straight A's. Oh, it's only when your child has straight A's or straight B's you clap. Celebrate the practice your child puts in to get those straight A's. Celebrate the perseverance your child puts in to get those straight A's. Celebrate your child reading their books. Celebrate the process. Your child woke up at night to read. Celebrate it. Celebrate your child trying and trying again, even when they feel celebrated. Celebrate the process. Don't just wait to celebrate the end results. Another thing we need to do to build a growth mindset is to model growth mindset in ourselves first. We need to model it first as parents. So we must learn to see ourselves like, okay, we can try new things. Tell yourself, I can try new things. Begin to say, if I make a mistake, what can I learn? What is in this mistake? What are the things I can pick? What are the lessons I can pick from it? So begin to say things like, this is hard, but I'm going to go through it. It is difficult, but I'm going to go through it. I'm going to stay at it. I'm going to put in the work. Let us begin to take back feedback with humility. See feedback as an opportunity for you to grow. Don't see feedback like, oh my God, it's the end. Oh, I did not do this. I did not get this. No. For us to have a growth mindset, we must see feedback as an opportunity for us to grow. We must keep showing up. We must keep showing up. We must keep telling ourselves that I can grow. I can do this. I have got this. I have everything to do this. That is one of the way we can model a growth mindset. Then finally, begin to affirm yourself. Begin to tell yourself you have the mindset of someone that is growing. Begin to tell yourself things. I grow through every challenge I face. Begin to affirm yourself that my mistakes do not define me. My mistakes develop me. Tell yourself as a parent, I can learn anything with time, with effort, and with faith. Tell yourself you are becoming better every single day. Begin to embrace discomfort, even when it doesn't look like it, even when you don't feel like embracing discomfort. Begin to embrace discomfort. Tell your child, I believe in you. I believe you're growing. I believe you can learn. I believe in your process. I believe you can improve. Now, don't wait to celebrate perfect children. Begin to celebrate the effort. Celebrate the result. Tell yourself, God is still working through me. I am a masterpiece as well as a work in progress. Begin to speak life into yourself. Tell yourself you can. Stop limiting yourself. Begin to tell yourself, my mindset is fertile. My mindset is a fertile ground for breakthrough. My mindset is a fertile ground for success. Begin to affirm yourself as a parent. When you do this, there is something it begins to do to you. And when your child hears you, when your child sees that you affirm yourself, definitely they are going to pick up the lessons and they'll begin to run on their journey. So as a parent, I want us to reflect, or as parents, let us reflect on these questions. What mindset did you grow up with? What mindset did you grow up with as a parent that has limited you and you're now transferring it to your children? Just reflect. What mindset did you grow up with? Is it a good mindset? Is it a growth mindset or a fixed mindset? What mindset did you grow up with? How have your beliefs shaped your parenting so far? How are the things you believe about yourself shaped who you've become? How have the beliefs you believed about yourself shaped who you've raised your children to be? How have the beliefs you believe about yourself shaped everything around you? Where in your life do you grow first? Do you embrace growth? Do you model growth to your children? What fixed language do you need to replace with a growth language? What is the language that you've used for so long that is fixed, that is limiting, that you need to replace with a growth mindset? That is the question we should have with ourselves. We need to reflect. Now, your mindset becomes the soil. Your children will grow or shrink in it. So your mindset is the soil that your children will grow or shrink in it. Our mindset is the soil that our children will grow or sink in it. So the question is, what mindset are you building? What mindset are you modeling? What mindset are you working around with? What mindset do you have on a daily basis? Always remember that your mindset, our mindset as parents, becomes the soil that our children will grow or shrink in it. Do you want your child to grow? Then you need to have a growth mindset. That is the message. That is what we all want. That is what we want. We want the growth mindset, a mindset that will help our children to grow. So we must be intentional with what we do as parents. You don't have to get everything all right, but begin to tell yourself that I can grow. Start to put in the work, put in the baby steps. Tell yourself, I'm going to make effort. I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to commit to my growth. Because every day is a fresh opportunity for us to rewire our mind. Every day is a fresh opportunity. Get a copy of my book, Becoming a Renewed Parent. Let us all grow.